Hello, hello.
How are we doing?
How are you? Thank you for coming back to Just for Variety.
I loved it last time, and I always love chatting to you. So it was a no-brainer. But I'm good. I'm sort of feeling the after effects, I think, of doing like a year and a half sort of straight work from project to project, and especially this last one, the last 6 months. I think I thought I was like physically fine, and then the wave of now exhaustion has kind of has got me. But apart from that, great. How about you?
I imagine just not only physically, but well, this is physical, I guess, but like the adrenaline. You're on this adrenaline high for a year, and it crashes.
It's a real thing, and I think like our industry is so momentum based that you kind of are searching to keep that going just so you don't feel the kind of after effects of that, because I think this last job especially was extremely physically demanding. I mean, I broke my ankle on the job, and I was 2 chips and a ruptured ligament. I was horse riding. I was sort of in the elements and everything, and it's just lots of fun. But I think I haven't taken a holiday in a while, so I think it's like that's on the agenda for sure.
So I'm very surprised to see you pop up on the Zoom screen, because I was expecting a blonde.
I haven't been blonde in a very long time, Marc. I haven't been. I very briefly wore we had to do some reshoots for Red Wine Royal Blue while I was doing Mary and George, and I chucked the blonde wig on, which is was interesting to say the least. But no blonde for me, unfortunately.
Do blondes have more fun, Nick?
I don't know. I think everyone has a lot of fun in this line of work. To be honest, I've had the many jobs that I've done in the last year and a half. I've had lots of very different experiences and a lot of fun. But certainly it was definitely very useful and transformative. I never really appreciated how integral to the sort of process of getting into character that hair and makeup was. I mean, especially on this last job, I went through a lot of. I had a long wig. I had the sort of down to the shoulders. I had these extensions and everything. So I definitely appreciate that facet of the industry.
Well, which one are you talking about there? The one where you're playing
that one?
Maybe Harry Styles?
No, not Baby Harry Styles. This is the show I've been doing for the last 6 months, which is Mary and George, with the lovely Julianne Moore. But no, you're right. I mean, I lose track of my own aesthetic actually at times. It was very funny because I showed up for pre-production on Mary and George, and I sort of had entered the hair and makeup, and everyone sort of witnessed me with a level of trepidation, of palpable trepidation. And the makeup artists said, well, so obviously we're going to have a big prep period in the morning to cover up all your tattoos. And what they didn't realize is they'd been sent a picture of me from the idea view where my character is covered in tattoos. Amazing. And they weren't actually mine at all. And so they were very, very pleased to understand that it was just one of the many forms I've taken in the last year and a half. But I lose track of my own aesthetic at times. I'm like, I'm expecting to see blonde hair in the mirror or a long wig, but it's just a plain boring crew cut these days. Yeah.
Literally, when you just said all my tattoos, I'm like, Nick has all these tattoos.
I know. It was very fun though. I mean, it's definitely. I'm so non-committal, I think, as a person, that I don't know if I'd ever be able to do. but it was definitely fun wearing a body of. You definitely feel a certain edge when you're walking the street,
So, what is your chest tattoo? Does it match that certain pop star?
It does. It doesn't. I love the delicacy. No, it's look, I think everyone was very much like aware of the inspiration behind the sort of original text. I think myself, Michael Showalter, director, and Annie Hathaway, we're all very much on the same page. We're trying to do something different, inspired by, definitely, because I think like it's a very unique love story in a lot of ways, as you don't usually see these younger men with older women, and I thought that was a really fascinating thing. And we obviously, Harry has such a particular aesthetic that we didn't want it to just seem like some sort of shoddy facade, some sort of shoddy sort of outline of like what I don't think we ever would have captured Harry's essence, because it's so particular. So I think we decided to steer in a different direction. We definitely with Jackie Demeterio, who's the costume designer on the project, we definitely had that conversation where I came in and we tried on all the sort of the bell-bottom jeans and everything, and then I decided to kind of steer away, but it's probably for the best.
Okay, we're going to get back to that, but we have to talk about obviously what's prominent right now: red, white, and royal blue.
Yeah,
the pressure is on. This novel, everyone, doesn't matter what your gender, what your sexual orientation is, whatever, what your gender identity is, everyone loves this novel. I mean, it was and is so hot. Obviously, then everyone was very excited that it was being made into a movie. Had you read the novel before? Did you know about it? What did you know?
No, I mean, I feel like I somehow wasn't aware of it. And then, really the initial thing that drew me to the project was Matthew Lopez, our director, and I'd heard about The Inheritance and how great a playwright he was. And then I think really my sort of joy in knowing the book and reading the book and finding out the sort of vast fandom of it kind of really came after the project in a lot of ways, because I'd sort of talked with Matthew early on and said, is this something that you want me to be particularly aware of, and do you want me to sort of draw from the book? And really, I think like actually a lot of directors I've worked with now who are kind of adapting a book into film, they really like to treat the script as the Bible, because like a lot of things, you can. I think fan service is great, and I think the movie definitely has that, but you do want it to be a different iteration. Otherwise, it's sort of sometimes you're just pulling from a place that it's hard to it doesn't feel your own necessarily. And I think as an actor, you don't want to just be trying to fill out some outline of a character. But no, I mean, that, like I said, the joy was really kind of getting to know that side of it afterwards. And I definitely felt a presence of the fandom on social media, sort of when the casting announcement came out, and that was fun to see. I mean, if not a little daunting, it was definitely they're a very impassioned lot, which I always appreciate.
Was there a discussion with Matthew, a straight actor playing a gay character? What were those discussions like? Yeah,
I mean, I wanted Matthew to know very early on, because I think it's something, I'm definitely always all ears to. I think it's a very sensitive subject, and I have a lot of friends in the community, and some of them are very for straight actors playing gay roles, and some of them are against it. And I think the important thing for me was to let Matthew know that I loved who Henry was as a person, and I empathized with him as a character, and I just wanted to see him and try and deliver as honest a performance, never a caricature, as I could. And once he had all the information, Matthew is a gay man himself, just really let him really be the sort of the judge of that, and he sort of took no issue with it. And I think we were just always on the same page with sort of trying to create a very textured, vulnerable feeling person in this sort of quite poppy and fun world that red, white, and royal blue is at times. But yeah, I mean, look, there's always trepidation. I can only hope that fans really will appreciate my performance. I put a lot into Henry and trying to make him feel textured and real, and so that's all I can really offer at the end of the day.
Is Prince Henry gay Prince Harry?
I don't know if that's maybe a bit reductive. I look, it's really funny. I think like a lot of comparisons are often made to the Prince Harry thing because he's our only, I mean, other than Diana, maybe our only really sort of reference at this kind of rogue monarch figure, especially in recent memory. And Henry definitely becomes that rogue in the story. I think it was just always more complex like that. We just wanted to create someone new who felt like they kind of could exist within the sort of the realm of the English monarchy, but the sort of also ever-changing landscape of sexual fluidity and sexual identity in the public eye. We're seeing now more than ever people in the public eye feeling more confidence to come out, and but it remains this traditional cornerstone, and look for English people. I mean, I'm less connected to the royalty in a way because of my European heritage. I'm sort of much more aligned with that than I am with my sort of fairly small Englishness, despite growing up here. But I think we were all on the same page. We kind of wanted to create, something original without drawing too much inspiration.
What was your chemistry read like with Taylor?
Yeah, Taylor, I mean, immediately Taylor and I knew we were going to be mates. I think we both have a very dry sense of humor. He's very British in the way that he has a mocking sense of humor where he's not afraid to take the piss, as we say, out of someone. And I think, it was a different challenge in a lot of ways because I've done a ton of chemistry tests before in my time. You had to find something really connective there to be able to bounce off of each other. And I think that the charm of Alex and Henry together is that it's kind of like a ping pong match. That it's a lot of back and forths, and Taylor's just he's just a very warm, charismatic guy, which I think is very much who Alex is as well as a person. I mean, Henry's kind of the more broken, feeling, brooding kind of character, and I think Alex needed to be someone who kind of conjured the light in Henry in a lot of ways, and I think we see the character brighten up, when as his relationship with Alex starts to evolve. So it was funny. I mean, it was the first time really that I'd also been on the sort of chemistry side of having been cast first and, reading with a bunch of different actors. And you start to gain an appreciation of the industry and the fact that like some actors came in and were incredible, but, maybe the chemistry was slightly off or just didn't really fit the character. And, he's different maybe in physicality from how Alex was written in the books, but I think his essence was entirely there, and he's really smart, and he got the character, and it was just kind of a no-brainer, really. He was brilliant.
So, who are those other actors you read with?
I can't tell you. You're very cheeky, but I can't tell you.
I tried to keep a straight face. No pun intended. What's incredible about the movie is it is this word mainstream. I don't even know what that means anymore, but It's this mainstream rom-com about two queer men.
Yeah.
It's not When Harry Met Harry. It's not, or Henry Met Alex. It's pretty incredible. I'm of a certain age where I would never have seen a movie like this.
Yeah.
If I would have, it would have been some small art house film that was considered deviant or considered so edgy and only play in certain theaters. This is incredible. Can you obviously are not my age, could you appreciate that? Do you realize what that is?
I mean, look, I think we're definitely, we're in a different time now. You see the success of a show like Heartstopper, that wonderful show of Young Royals as well. I think, we're at a very interesting, pivotal time, I think, in how we regard sexuality and identity. But I think still in a really big way, I think, as actors, we're constantly looking to be able to have some kind of resonance. And if that's not, what I'm here to do as an actor, then I don't really know what is, to be honest. And if this movie, it is obviously, like you said, it's very mainstream. It has that poppy feel. It has that kind of pace, I think, of like these kind of older school rom-coms, with obviously its modern day spin. But if that can be important to some people, then like ultimately I've done my job, and I'm happy. I hope we've told an honest story, and all the love and the best intentions went into it. So I don't know, that was a bumbling way of sort of
that's great.